Well, things aren't getting better here in South Louisiana, Mr. Foret. And the LSU Tigers currently have lost one player to draft, 5 players entered the transfer portal, and one 5-star commitment has flipped, not including Bryce Underwood. Is it getting bad in Tiger Town?
Yeah, I mean the vibes, Twitter's melting down, of course, but yeah, I don't know what to really make of college football and LSU as a whole right now. It's kind of just it's uncapped free agency. It's basically pro sports. I mean, you're paying, high school kids, $1 million, $10 million, $12.5 million to go to your school. So it's just kind of, I would say it's open up to the highest bidders because that's not completely true. But, a lot of times these kids are getting paid, absorbent amount of money, 17, 18-year-old kids. So, yeah, college football's in a weird place right now. You're about to go to revenue sharing. But, yeah, I mean, LSU Twitter is melting down. I mean, kind of rightfully so. You looked at who they've lost. They saw CJ Daniels is transferring today.
That's a surprise one for me.
Yeah, that was a surprise one, considering Brian Kelly basically said he was looking forward to having him back, and yeah, he made it seem like he was coming back. So I'm not sure. I think if LSU went from having a number 1 class to they might not even have a top 10 class come Thursday. So I don't really know what to make of it. Everyone's kind of still navigating. What's better, a transfer portal, recruiting kids,
What do you think it is? Do you think it's Kelly?
Like what is?
Like, why are they losing all these players? Why isn't the program? Because it looked like 4 weeks ago, I was like, okay, they lost to Alabama, cool. We still got the number 1 recruiting class, and then all of this falls apart. Is it on-field product, or is it Kelly? Is it a combo of both?
I think it's mostly money. I mean, you look at Bryce Underwood; he gets $12.5 million. I mean, what person would say no to that? It's been reported $6 million was LSU's offer, and I heard upwards of $8 million from some other people. So, who really knows? That's a $4.5 million difference. That's a lot of freaking money. So it could be money. And DeCorian Moore was the 5-star receiver, was committed to LSU. He was here forever. And then he's saying, "Oh, it's my dream to play at LSU." And then commits to Oregon. And what do you see? Like a couple of days later, Phil Knight, the Nike founder, comes out and says, "Oh yeah, I'm getting old. Let's start spending this money on NIL." I don't think that's a coincidence at all. And then, you have some other people, decommit and all that. So, Cade Phillips, Texas offers it's a Texas kid. He was a Texas lean before he even committed to LSU. And, I'm sure NIL played a big part into that. I mean, he told Zach the other day, he's shutting down his recruitment and it's all LSU. Like, I'm going to sign with them, Corey Raymond. And then you see this morning he decommits. So, to me, that speaks, most likely NIL. So, Texas, Michigan. Yeah. I mean, some of these schools just have like unlimited resources and you're starting to see that. But, CJ Daniels is probably the biggest, like, in my opinion, I thought he was the best receiver, him and Anderson, but
not Lacey.
Yeah, no, I don't think Lacey drops the ball too much. Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather have those guys over Lacey, but yeah, Daniels' production wasn't, all that, but he was still, I think, the best overall receiver. Yeah, I think I'm not sure. It's really weird right now. College football is really weird, and then LSU fans like obviously playing a victim card. A lot of the times too, like, oh, it's only happening to us. That's not even true at all. I see, I follow all these recruiting pages on Twitter too, so I see kids getting constantly flipped, and it's just the wild, wild west right now, and you just adapt or die. We kind of talked about it beforehand too. Like, is Brian Kelly just different off the field than he is on field? Because he looks nice and cool, calm, and collected when in the press conference, and then you see him on the field screaming at players, like losing his composure, screaming at Joe Sloan.
I feel like he's like that in practice too. I'm with him.
Yeah, but it's just kind of strange, like how he does like a complete, 360. I'm not sure, or 180, 360. Yeah, same thing. But yeah, he, I I'm not sure. I don't really know what to make LSU right now.
So the state of LSU right now is a boom or a doom.
Well, I think you gotta wait and see because people freak out all the time. Like you gotta wait and see what the final transfer portal haul is. You gotta wait and see what the final recruiting class is. You see people. I see a couple of recruiting experts saying they're trying to flip some other players as well. So I don't. It's just we'll see. But they definitely needed a new secondary. I know that was like the big thing. So if they lose DJ Pickett, I'll be pretty concerned. I think that's the one guy you have to reel in. But yeah, LSU is just in a weird spot right now, I guess.
I want to go back in time, Mike. All right, mid-September, the New Orleans Saints just beat the Dallas Cowboys.
We're done with that. We're done with LSU talk. You don't have any
Yeah.
comments on that?
No, I mean, it's wait and see time for LSU, in my opinion.
Well, I think LSU is going to go heavy, and I think it really is going to depend on what the recruiting class ends up being. I mean, if the recruiting class
in this recruiting class bag and just to lose all these players at the last second, I think that's draining. All right. And I also was like, all right, now we're going to go. We weren't going heavily on transfers last year because we had all this recruits for this year. Well, these recruits are leaving. So now you're going to go heavily on transfer portal. That seems wishy-washy to me.
Well, think about like how much NIL money is now opened up because of Bryce Underwood's not coming in, and then you got Kate Phillips. You push all that towards the transfer portal, or you push it to other recruits. Maybe you add a little extra money to DJ Pickett's, NIL. I mean, they're gonna do, they're gonna reel in a couple of these players. Jakeem Stewart's another one. I think Moscona said like $1 million NIL, like maybe it's 1.2 now. I really don't know. It's just very weird. No one really knows how to navigate it. It's, people say Kelly's outdated. I'm not sure. It's just really weird right now.
And Mike, I'm going to make my point here on recruiting because I hate recruiting. Recruiting is stupid now because all these kids have a big signing commitment party, put on a freaking hat, go on national television, and then 3 months later they flip. It's pointless. Why do we more?
No, I agree. I think that thing might become a thing of the past, or like it's gonna be.
It's like, tell me where the hell you're committed until you damn sign. And even these kids, eventually, they're trying to get rid of national letter of intent. What's the point?
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't. Another thing too, I don't understand why they open up the transfer portal right now, like as soon as the week or as soon as the games ended. Like why wouldn't you wait till the bowls are complete for them?
Well, I agree with that too, because there's kids, say at like Boise State, who could be playing for a national title in the college football playoffs, and he's getting more money, or like the coach at Boise State, because he needs to sign to get a recruiting class in order, so he has to leave like right now. I hate that. That's just a stupid rule. That really
it's just common sense, honestly. With that, it's just college football's in a weird spot, man. I don't really know what else to say about it. But I think teams will. Didn't FSU go like all in last year when they went 13-0? While on the NIL front, they didn't really recruit that much. They just pushed all their chips towards NIL, and then they all just left after this year.
I don't remember.
Well, that's what someone told me, and then obviously he went 13-0, and then ended up being the 5th seed outside the CFP, but because of Travis got hurt. But yeah, I mean that you're going to see like hybrid strategies. You're going to see strategies all tailored towards NIL, kind of like what Dion said. Maybe take 9 or 10 recruits and then push everything at NIL and
play all those freshmen he does play.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe you focus on quality, not quantity. It's just really weird, but I think some of this is going to backfire because like you're throwing millions of dollars at a kid. I mean, they're throwing $1 million something at Jakeem Stewart, 5-star. Sure. Yeah. Cool. He's only played like one season in high school football. Like, are you kidding me? That's like, you're telling me some of this isn't going to backfire. Like
it's going to backfire a lot.
You see in professional sports, guys get paid and they don't want to play anymore. Like what's going to happen to a 17-year-old kid? So I think right now, I don't know if it's at its peak, but I think like we're coming up on the peak of like just insanity, and I think it's going to level itself out just like it does with everything else. But
yeah, I agree. But also like if you're paying $1 million to the 5-star, what about, when Justin Jefferson, who's a 2-star, balls out? Are you going to give him his money to stay? Are you going to give Whit Weeks money to stay? Like those type of players, Tyrann Mathieu, 3-star. There's a lot of guys LSU has had that have been 2, 3-stars from South Louisiana. It's balled, and you got to pay them when they produce, or they're gone now.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's free agency. It's literally free agency every year. I mean, there's no contracts to these kids, so you got to manage 80-something kids or whatever the roster limit is, and you got to hope to God you can keep a roster together. So the old days are done. I think I think that's maybe one of the reasons why Nick Saban got out. So there's no more recruit a kid, keep them, develop them, and play them 2 years down the line. There's no more of that. So, or at least there might be for lower star kids, like you're saying. So, yeah, man, I don't know what to make of college football, but people can't get upset over it. It is what it is. You just got to hope your team comes out.
Yeah.
When the football snaps. So.
All right, I'm done with recruiting. I hate recruiting.
All right, fair enough.
So let's go back in time. Magical time, a time of a lot of hope. Mid-September, South Louisiana, New Orleans Saints are sitting there 2-0. Mike, if I told you that the Pelicans and Saints who both have 4 wins December 3rd, would you believe me?
Yeah. No. Like combined or like just saying, yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay. No. The Saints, yes. Pelicans, no. But the Pelicans, it's just the same thing every year. I mean, I don't really know what to say. Yeah, I have a lot to say on the Pelicans. Let's just pick one subject and stick with it, and then.
All right, let's go on to Zion.
We're banning the Saints. Is there anything to even say about the Saints?
No, I'll get to the Saints there in a second. So I want to talk about Taysom Hill and give Taysom Hill his props. That's the only thing I want to talk about with the Saints.
All right, well, let's just do the Saints real quick.
All right, Taysom Hill. We might not never see a player like Taysom Hill again. A guy who has 10+ passing touchdowns, 10+ receiving touchdowns, 10+ rushing touchdowns. A guy who's blocked punts. A guy who's blocked. He's done everything. He is literally the definition of the Swiss Army knife. But that injury might be the last we see of Taysom Hill. He's a 35-year-old aging football player that now has multiple injuries coming off of a major surgery. I don't think we're going to see Taysom maybe again in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Because he already had a couple ACLs before he even came to. Yeah, so I agree. I think his career is over. It's been an amazing career. He's not an NFL Hall of Famer, but he's definitely a Saints Hall of Famer. Probably the greatest football player of all time. I've never seen a guy just do everything, like you just said, block, kick, everything. We might not ever see a guy like that again. You know who I was thinking who could be like another Taysom Hill type is Jalen Milroe. What do you think about that?
Maybe
not a good enough passer, phenomenal athlete, can run the ball. Like
they're gonna draft him and try to play him at quarterback.
I mean, any NFL team that tries to play him at QB would be a mistake, in my opinion. But
I agree, but the NFL, baby.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. But yeah, no, I think like that kind of guy could be like that, like just not a good enough passer, but just a phenomenal athlete. Seemed like he could do it all. But yeah, Taysom Hill, Saints Hall of Fame, amazing player, one of my favorite players of all time. Give him his credit. Credit's due. Kind of hope he retires just for his own health. So we lose you, Corey. But yeah, no, I don't know what to make of that. I would be shocked if he comes back. What percent chance do you think he would come back? 20%?
25.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, he might come back just to get a contract.
He's a tough SOB.
Yeah, he might come back, just get a contract, and then play half the season. I mean, who knows? So, yeah.
But he does already. He has like 2 games a year where he wins it single-handedly, like he did versus the Browns, or he did versus Seahawks. Or
Well, look at the offense with and without him.
yeah.
The numbers are staggering.
So they're
So
4-2 with them, and they're 0-6 without.
yeah, he's not good for the tank. But yeah, I don't know. I love Taysom. It's just unfortunate. That's the way it might end up happening for his career to end.
And to
So
pour one out for Taysom.
yeah, we'll pour one out. But yeah, I don't know what to make of the Saints. I guess
They're doomed. Boomer doom on the Saints. They're doomed.
I said it last year. This is going to be a 4 to 5 year rebuild unless they just get a crazy draft going. So right now they have the 9th pick, December 3rd. So we will see what happens. There's no good QBs.
They're gonna beat the Giants.
Do you think?
Dude, have you watched the Giants?
The Giants always get these weird wins though. So I don't know. I know they're favored. But they're not favored by a lot. I don't know, man. We'll see.
Vito playing?
Cutlets? Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what to make of the Saints. I hate talking about the Saints. They're just
all right. Let's go to Pelicans.
much brighter spot.
Dude, like, what do you want to say right now, Mike? There's nothing positive going on in South Louisiana. I'm not going to bring up Colorado because there's everything going right up here. You got Jokic, you got the Broncos about to make the playoffs. You got Sean Payton proving that, yeah, he is a damn good coach. You got Colorado going to win the Heisman Trophy with Travis Hunter. I have nothing to brag to these people about.
You just did. Yeah, no.
Talking about to Colorado people.
Oh, yeah. No.
Nothing.
I was actually the other day, I was about to do a solo pod. It was just going to be like a solo, like 10-minute rant on the Pelicans. But
I'll let you go.
Oh, where do I start here?
I'm trying to hydrate. I've been drinking all day for my birthday.
Let's go with Zion. I'm officially out. I've defended the man. I've tried to think, maybe it's bad luck, whatever. You go on Twitter one day, what do you see? He's getting a back tattoo. Cool. 45 seconds in, he gets up. He leans over. He's got a freaking gut. He's 15, 20 pounds overweight. I've been saying this the entire time. People say, oh, he's been taking it seriously. At some point, you are what you are, man. Like, you really are. Not only that, they zoom over to his chef. I don't know if it's his personal chef, his brother, his cousin, his baby mama's cousin. I don't know. I don't care. He's eating fucking shrimp or he's eating chicken Alfredo. This dude's got a bum hamstring. He's inactive. He doesn't play the game. Dude, you're not supposed to be eating Alfredo pasta when you're not playing basketball. I'm sorry. Like, you're supposed to be staying light. You're supposed to be stretching. Like, chronic hamstring issues, all you got to do is stretch and, hydrate, and strengthen. Like, he clearly does not take the game seriously. I think his time in New Orleans is done. I think you can't even trade him right now because what you'd be trading is his value right now as a player is as low it's ever been in his entire career. So you're stuck with them. You got to punt on this year is a big punt in my opinion. Like, there's no reason, not to punt on this year. I've been watching Rutgers basketball. I've been watching Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, and I've been watching Cooper Flagg. Like, these guys are generational type talents in my opinion. And then you got that guy, Igor Demon from BYU. Like, the top 4 picks in this draft are amazing. So this is a perfect year to punt on this team or punt on the season. They're not going anywhere. They're 4-18. They're probably going to be 4-20 soon with their upcoming records. So there's nothing hopeful right now. And then you got BI. So I'm gonna go on the players, and I'm gonna make my way to management, and I'm gonna make my way into everything else. So then you move to your second superstar, BI. BI wants max money. There's not one team out there that wants to give him the max. After this new CBA, it does not exist. It does not exist at all. He's not going to get that money. And then I saw Shamit Dua. He said that they were working a trade with Utah, and he wouldn't sign there long term in Utah. And then you see a report from Shams saying, "Oh, he wants to win." Bro, what do you want? You want to win and be paid like a $250 million contract? Like, I don't know what he wants. The dude's also hurt constantly. Like, no one, if it wasn't for Zion, I think BI would be getting a lot of backlash for him not playing. The dude doesn't play. He's always got some little injury every single time. So, BI, I think his time in New Orleans is done. So then you got to pivot. So then you're probably going to move BI right before the trade deadline. You're going to get peanuts for him. You're literally not going to get anything. David Griffin should have made a decision on this duo 2 years ago, or at least when that the rumors of Scoot Henderson for the number 2 pick, like that is when he should have made the decision. He's been late on so many decisions. He's been late on that. He's been late on Lonzo Ball. Remember, because he always preaches. The first thing David Griffin did when he came in, he's like, "This is a family atmosphere. This is a family atmosphere." And then he just like wouldn't trade players. He wouldn't trade Najee at the deadline when there was reported that they could have gotten multiple things. Like even if it was 4 second-round picks, replenish your picks. You're not going to the finals. Replenish your picks. You could have traded Lonzo for Laurie at the time. Didn't do that. You could have traded him before, even after that, before the deadline. They end up doing a sign and trade for Thomas Satoransky, who I don't think he's even playing overseas right now. And then on a second-round pick that was useless, and then someone else. So he's waited way too long on every single player. David Griffin's indecision to make his indecision has cost his franchise a lot. I've always been a David Griffin defender, but it's just kind of dwindling right now. And then you look at the DeJounte Murray trade. Look what Dyson Daniels is doing right now. Like he's literally one of the best defenders. He's going to be first team all defense, second team at the very least. He's leading the league in deflections. Like he's coming into his own. He's a 21-year-old guard. Like it's not like he's 30 years old and he just is what it is. He was still developing. I said this when the trade happened too. And then you gave up the Lakers pick, which is whatever. But that Lakers pick, you look at LeBron, he's regressing too. So, the Lakers are one injury away from just that pick just being a complete disaster. And then you give up, the least favored of Milwaukee and the Pelicans pick. Milwaukee's not going to be shit in 2027. I hate to break it. I don't think any Bucks fans listen to this pod. I don't really care, but I hate to break it to them. They're not going to be good. So he had all these assets. That was the big thing. War chest. We got all these assets. And it really hasn't turned into anything substantial. They've never won anything at all. You're at the point where you got to trade CJ. And I remember when they signed CJ to that extension, they doubled down on him. What'd they say? Oh, CJ took a pay cut. CJ took a pay cut. We're grateful he took a pay cut. I remember at the time, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like $33 million for an inefficient 20-point scorer and like a leader. Like, dude, CJ's never won anything. The Pelicans have never won anything. And then you turn to Willie Green. You look at Willie Green. Willie Green is considered a great head coach. What has he done? What has Willie Green done? You got to fight. You got to fight. That's the only thing that he's well regarded in New Orleans for. And then everything's been excuses, injuries, this, that. It's a joke, honestly. At this point, 4-18. The only reason you fire him now is if you think Borrego has actually head coach potential. The dude's got, and I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling, but there's just so much wrong right now between, not having their shit together, even before the season. Like people, you have a lot of talent on paper, but none of it meshes. You have DeJounte Murray who needs the ball. You have CJ McCollum who needs the ball. You have Brandon Ingram who needs the ball. And then you got Zion. You think Zion needs the ball? Of course he does. So you got 4 of your top players that need the ball, are inefficient without having the ball. And it's just turned into a total joke right now. So, I don't say you completely tear it down because you still have a lot of good building pieces. You still have Herb Jones. You still have Trey Murphy, Yves Missy. Thank God for that guy. I said I was thankful for Yves Missy at Thanksgiving this year because he's been incredible. So that's literally been the brightest spot this year. You got Jordan Hawkins, so I think it can still turn into a player. They have building blocks, but your top guys are just it's abysmal what this has turned into. But yeah, no, you gotta punt on this year. I guess you keep Willie Green unless you think Borrego can be a head coach, and if you don't think he'll be a head coach, then just keep Willie Green till the end of the year and then try and find someone else and clean house, including David Griffin, because it's just gotten to a weird point. Gail Benson doesn't even want to go into the tax. You can't win a championship without going into the tax. I don't blame her for this year because this year's obviously a joke. But it's just it's gotten really, really grim as Pelicans fans. I love being a new fan every night because I want them to lose. I need them to bottom out a little bit. But it does get to a point where I don't know what to make of this team. I think they're cursed at this point. But yeah, I mean, I was in the Pelicans game on the 27th, November 27th, and they were booing the team, and rightfully so. You should not be losing to the Toronto Raptors by 30 points at home. Like, I'm sorry. So also your arena sucks. They only have cup holders. That's like the basic of a good arena. So I could go on and on and on. I know I sound like I'm, huh? No, I mean, I know I sound like I'm bitching, but it's all valid. I mean, this is it's turned really grim really fast, and yeah, you just can't rely on Zion. The NBA is all superstars. That's why they have power. There's only 5 guys on the court, so you have to rely on these guys to, you have to rely on guys, and you can't rely on this dude because he's eating pasta and getting back tattoos and weighs 315 pounds. So it's just it's really bad. Yeah, I just want Dylan Harper. That's all I want.
I'm gonna leave it off like that, Mike.
Yeah, I feel like there's more to be said too, but I'm trying to think if I left anything out. Hit on Willie Green, Griffin, players, management. You think Bob Myers would come here if you threw a bag at him? Or what's his name? The guy from
Golden
is it
State.
Bob? Yeah, is that Bob Myers?
Yeah, it's Bob Myers. But why would he?
Yeah, if you could say like you trade Zion. I mean, a decision on Bi will be done by then. If I'm Griffin, I offer Bi a short term max. I give him a 3-year, $150 million contract, and that way it gives you a little bit of a leash. By the time you do that, you have him under contract. You could, if you had to trade him, you can, and then you let Zion play 15 to 20 games, and then after those 15, 20 games where he looks dominant and changes everyone's mind again, trade him. Just start working the phones, and whatever you can get for him, you can get. So if I was the GM, that's what I would do. Yeah, it's just not good, man. Not good. And Pell's Twitter's melting down too. It's just really depressing, South Louisiana, for sports this year. So it's just, yeah, like I said, I like being a new fan every night for the Pelicans to lose, but it's just really, huh?
You're a new fan in the NFL as well.
Yeah, it's interesting being a fan of what is that, 30, 61 new teams. So yeah, I don't know, man. I felt like I was just bitching a lot, but I had to get it out. This is therapy for me. So it's cheaper than betterhelp.com. But yeah, no, it's just a disaster. But we'll see what becomes of it. Do you think Bi will get traded at the deadline?
He better.
But that's the thing. No one's gonna give him. No one's gonna give us anything.
Well, shit. We better be taking anything the most somebody gives us.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just give Bi like a short term max. Just like it'll buy you time. Even if it were like a 2-year, $100 million deal or like something like, I don't know, but yeah, you can't give him like a 5-year deal. Like, I'm sorry, you just can't. So, I mean, he's a talented player, but like I said, he's constantly hurt. Is he a winning player? I don't know. I'm not sure. I think with the right supporting cast, maybe, but him and Zion haven't been a fit, and I've been saying that for the past 2 years. And people will say, "Oh, you're just a hater, Mike." I'm like, "Oh, it's fairly obvious. They don't complement each other at all." So, it's just
no. You would call him out?
Who?
Who says we're haters for telling the truth?
The Pels Saints GM we're in, and then I hear other stuff, but
never mind.
No, there's a few. I think people know, but I don't see how you can like not get frustrated by this. It's literally the same thing every year, like injuries, falling short. Oh, got to the play-in, woo! Bounced by OKC. Like, it's just, how are people not frustrated by this? Like, I don't know. Playoff Pels.
I'm done with it, Mike. To be honest.
Yeah, what's it like watching Jokic every day?
Dude, you don't want to talk to me about watching sports right now in Colorado.
Yeah.
I was just watched Travis Hunter score 3 receiving touchdowns, had an interception. Monday night, I watched Bo Nix and Jameis go at it in the entertaining game. Jameis Winston, shout out Jameis Winston. Won me $268 last night, Mike. I bet $4 that he would pass for more than 400 passing yards, and Jameis delivered.
Yeah, I miss Jameis. Would you rather have Jameis at like $15 or $10 million a year, or would you rather have Carr at whatever his contract is on?
Jameis is the most entertaining quarterback in the NFL right now.
Yeah, you know.
Dude throws
He'll throw for 4
400.
touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what he did. He threw 6 total touchdowns yesterday, 2 of them to the other team. He had 400 yards. 497 yards. It's the most ultimate Jameis game ever. And then after the game, he says, I am just praying to the Lord to deliver me from these pick sixes. And I'm like, God damn it. I love this guy.
Yeah, he is pretty funny.
In the huddle before the game, he was like, fellas, does it get any better than us? Da, 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 da. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, Jameis is an all-time classic. Yeah, you know. Yeah, we got Derek Carr.
The Big Ten.
Huh?
Who wins the Big Ten in the SEC this week?
What is it? Ohio State, and who are they playing?
State?
Penn State?
Oregon. Ohio State lost.
Oh, I'll take Oregon. After watching Will Howard, I was not impressed in the slightest. So
Yeah, so it's Oregon versus Penn State.
Oh, to be honest, I really haven't watched either team. I'll just take the higher ranked team, Oregon. Just
Texas, Georgia. I got Georgia.
You got Georgia? What's the spread on that? Texas got to be favored, huh?
Yeah, but Georgia beat the shit out of Texas.
Who won the first time?
Georgia.
Georgia beat the shit out of Texas. Okay. I've always said Georgia was the best team. I watched the Georgia Tech game. I was questioning things. There's really no clear cut team in my opinion. So
Alabama's in the freaking playoff. You know who should be in? South Carolina.
Who's South Carolina lost to? They lost to LSU.
LSU, Alabama.
And so then that's why they're in over them.
It's like how you're playing this past month. Alabama's lost like 2 games in the last month, while South Carolina on the road beat Clemson, beat Texas A&M. It'd be another team ranked in the top 10. I mean, top 25. I can't think of it. Oh, Missouri. In the last month,
I think Miami's the team that annoys me the most for being in there.
They're not in there. Miami's not in.
Yeah, they're in right now. They just got the what are they, like 11? Or no, Bama's 11, Miami's 12.
Nope, that's Arizona State.
Where's Miami at?
They're the first team out.
Yeah, I think as long as Miami's not in, I'll be kind of happy. They should have lost like 5 games this year.
I'll be happy if
Bama's out. That's obviously, as an LSU fan, that's all. Even if I'm not an LSU fan, if you're just any kind of fan at all, you're just like, oh, as long as Bama's not in there, you get tired of the same old shit. So it's like seeing the Chiefs at this point lose. It's like, yeah, get out of there.
Josh Allen's MVP this year for football, by the way.
Yeah, Josh Allen. I saw Saquon second. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
No, Josh Allen's been incredible.
Let me go celebrate my birthday.
All right. There's nothing else you want to touch on?
I mean, everything sucks.
Yeah, it is what it is. But
talk about the Avalanche. I mean, Nathan McKinnon just won the Hart Trophy, just scored another goal just now. So I mean, I got nothing for you, dude.
Stars are pretty good too.
Yeah.
I think we beat y'all the other night, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh.
No goalie. The Colorado goalies, they don't have a goalie.
They don't? That's like the number one. It's like the most important thing to have.
They have 3 of the top 8 scorers in the NHL, but no goalies.
Who's that like? That's like the it's like the Drew Brees Saints with the terrible defenses, and just Brees put up 60 points. They put up 61. So
yeah.
But yeah, hockey's fun. That is like one thing like I'm trying to get more into is hockey. So
hockey's a blast. Get into it. Try to get a team in South Louisiana, Hopefully.
Yeah, right. That'll never happen. The Pelicans are barely supported here, so I don't think they're going to support hockey, but you never know. But yeah, that's all I got.
Maybe we should talk more national next pod, Mike.
National? What do you like? What? Just other
national
teams?
sports like MVP race, Heisman, college football.
When is the Heisman? It's got to be coming up, huh?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah.
Minus 10,000 to win it right now.
That's crazy. All right. Yeah. We'll touch on it. But yeah, if anyone, yeah, I don't know what to say. Oh, go Cajuns. They got it done. Big Sunbelt game.
Doom. Go. Man, I'm mad at Tulane too. All right, let's end this thing.
All right. All right. Bye.